What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about the golden vendors. It's Friday, it is the weekend, which means that we are talking about the two golden vendors. The first one, inside the Hollow City, our boys in Ill. You're able to travel here inside of Cold Harbor, and he's going to show us some exclusive furnitures. And again, we always talk about these little furnishing items because, again, these are sold on a very exclusive rotating basis, which means that overall, a lot of times you can sell these and either use them for yourself or resell them in the future. Now, it's certainly an interesting week because we go from a changing room wall to a dwarven clockwork changing room to a loom, a spinning wheel, to some fabric, some more fabric, to some rugs, to some spool. Certainly interesting. What I would say about this week, though, is that it's all fairly cheap. So while the items might not be as consistently good, although what I would say is that 3,000 gold for this little corner wall here, this little changing room, I think is a pretty good value, but it's always going to depend on you. I also really do like this loom. Now, Clockwork City items do sell fairly decently in the future. 20,000 gold, probably could see return on your investment, as well as the spinning wheel sturdy. Now, next we're going to head on over to Cyrano, and we'll see what the other golden vendor has for us this weekend. And now we're at the secondary golden vendor, and I just want to say, holy moly, there's some good items in here. Now, before we jump into that, if you guys don't mind to like and subscribe before we jump in. We're always looking to boost our subscriber count, and you guys are definitely the best community in all of YouTube. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for those who subscribe, and let us talk about what's in here. Now, I do have to give it a pretty preamble for those who may not know. There's a difference between items that are bind on equip and bind on purchase. For example, the Amulet of Frostbite is a bind on equip, which means that you can purchase it and you can resell it. Why is that so good? It is so good because that means that this is a very good set that you could purchase with your AP and or gold and resell it for a future date. Amulet of Frostbite, the Frostbite set, is a very good PvP set and has a lot of utility to it. Overall, I cannot suggest it enough if you're looking to build a Frost build. Gloomgraced is a lesser used PvP set that I also think is fairly good. It is another one of those bind on equips. It's going to be one that you're going to be able to sell if you would be interested. Lamaeus is a pretty good support set. Now, there's a bit of a warning. This is a bind on pickup, which means that you're not going to be able to resell this. You would have to use this yourself. And I do think that support sets like this, such as the ability, which is when you use an ultimate, you and your group members within 20 meters if you heal for 31 health and restore 25 magicka and stamina per ultimate spent. It's a pretty good sustain set. You see it sometimes, however, not super utilized. And as I would warn you, like I was saying earlier, you generally don't need golden versions of these types of sets if it is being requested for a specific trial or purpose. Now, Ring of Mazatoon, another good support set. And one of those ones where it's like you could argue probably doesn't need to be golded out, but it is a good support set nonetheless. It is a dungeon set, so it is bind on pickup, which means that it is not going to be one that you're going to be able to resell. This would be one that you would have to utilize yourself. And then we have Lambrus's arms. Now, I am a huge fan of shoulders. Quick preamble for those who may not know is that you are able to get the shoulders in light, medium, and heavy. I generally suggest that you, especially if you're using it for a PvP setup, such as the one below, which is Falcon Scoria. Spoilers, you try to make sure you're using the 5-1-1 setup, which means that you have 5 of your main armor type, which may be light, may be heavy, may be medium, and then you have 1 of the other 2 so that you can max out the Undaunted passive. Lambrus's arm, while I don't think is going to necessarily be the greatest PvP setup or the greatest PvE monster set, what I would say it is a overall very good one. Very consistent, and is overall able to do a lot with what it does, essentially. Very similar to its brother, Falcon Scoria, which is also very similar in its ability of summoning extra magical damage. I'm a huge fan of Falcon Scoria. I think the effect looks great. I think the set itself is great. It is one of the OG sets, so you probably do have it, but if you do not, I think this pairs well with a lot of really good setups that you could potentially do. And I can encourage you guys, if you don't have it, to go out there and get it. Plus, being able to get it from the City of Ash is a very easy dungeon, so you're going to be able to complete that full setup of having a monster set and a traditional set with you. Plus, that penetration is also pretty good, and the Lambrus's one version of Magicka is okay. Would be better if it was a bit of a mixture, but that is okay as well. So that is going to kind of wrap up the golden vendors. And overall, what did you guys think? Did you like any of the items there? I think that overall it was a very good synopsis in a week for us. There's a lot of diversity, especially in the golden vendor over here. You know, I like my furnishings a little bit more, but when you have Frostbite and Gloomgrace, two very both viable sets, Lameas and Mazatoon, you basically have a full setup of necklaces that all could be either be sold or used by you. There's no duds. Lambrus and Valkynscoria are also very good shoulders, and they actually gave us shoulders, which is also good because we can usually get helmets on our own. We're big boys. We wear a big boy panties, and so I like the shoulders versus the helmets. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, as obviously if you would like to be entered into our giveaway, which will be drawn tomorrow at midnight, you can enter. Now there's 3 ways to enter. First is being subscribed. Every subscriber is pooled equally. Second one is a comment. Every comment is counted equally as long as it's not removed for spam. Please don't write any spam comments. No porn, please. And the third one is the funniest comment of the month. And for the month of April, we will be switching it from the funniest comment of the month to the comment that actually I just like the most, because some of you guys wrote some very sweet, heartfelt messages, and that will be what it kind of shifts to for the month of April. But for the month of March, it will be the funniest comment still. So that's my question of the day. What of these items interest you the most? It's always good to get a kind of perspective on you guys on which items you think are good. So if any of these good items are speaking out to you, if they're speaking to you, let me know in the comments below. For me, it's Frostbite, but let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you there. And we'll have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Jake Clips, or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
If you're wondering why my camera is not on for the second half of this video like it normally is, it's because I took a nap after I finished the other video. My hair looks like a mess, so now you know. Now I'm fully outed myself. Also, thank you, Obey, for jumping in the background. I always like to think that they know that I'm recording, so welcome to the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.